The Supreme Court has made what's being called one of its most significant rulings on abortion in more than a decade.
The court declared that the 35-foot buffer zone to keep demonstrators away from abortion clinic entryways is unconstitutional and a violation of free speech. Senior political reporter Scott Thuman is live in the newsroom with what this ruling could mean nationwide. Scott.
Gordon, Maureen, that's still being sorted out. We don't believe this will have an immediate effect here in our area. This was specifically challenging the law in Massachusetts, a law that the Obama administration backed. But it could very well affect any state that employs these big buffer zones. And it certainly raises the debate over whether the law was designed to ensure women's safety or stifle free speech. It can range from hopeful singing, as we saw outside court this morning, to what critics call harassment outside clinics. Either way, a 35-foot no-protest zone at a handful of Massachusetts towns has been shot down.
Babies will be saved. Our First Amendment rights have been spared.
And nationwide, those who call themselves sidewalk counselors are ecstatic.
We're out there to offer help in a calm and rational and caring manner.
We are, in fact, expressing another view that the women may not have ever heard before.
Opponents, though, call it an erosion of patient rights.
We can dress this up in the language of the First Amendment, and that's what they're doing. But I think this is really about preserving their desire to intimidate and harass.
It's the right of people to be able to make individual choices for their own bodies, their own autonomy.
Others furious about the 9-0 decision claim it puts patients and doctors at risk to intimidation, even violence. And states will now have to re-examine or at least better justify those bubble zones.
These laws are cropping up around the country, and here you have all 9 Supreme Court justices. I'll note three women on the court that said this is unnecessary and it's too much.
Now, the court didn't address other standards in other states like here in our area, so it's not perfectly clear what it means for all of them. But it does set precedent for those largest no-protest areas, for the most part preserving sidewalks for freedom of speech. The White House, by the way, sending out a statement late this afternoon encouraging Massachusetts to come up with a new buffer zone that would abide by this ruling. Maureen.
Thank you, Scott.